Welcome to 4045 Lancer Circle for this Big East North Conference matchup for girls high school basketball between the St. Mary's Catholic Zephyrs and your Manitowoc Lutheran Lancers. My name is Tristan Holst, and I'm up here joined with Drew Stout tonight.
You know, Tristan, great pleasure to be here with you tonight. Got a great game ahead of us. Tristan, kind of want to take our listeners into what they're going to be kind of seeing tonight.
Yeah, I mean, when you have a 15-1 St. Mary's Catholic team going up against a 14-3 Manitowoc Lutheran team, you know, it's a big game. You don't really see combined 4 losses in one game at this point in the season, but you do here today. And I think, you know, with SMC taking the first game in the series back in December at SMC, you know, they're upper game in the conference standings, but Manitowoc Lutheran hasn't lost since then. So I definitely think if Manitowoc Lutheran can come away with the win, I mean, as of right now, they will tie for conference, so it's going to be interesting to see what entails after this game.
Yeah, Lancers definitely playing with a chip on their shoulder tonight. Kind of want that one back, as also last season. Lancers season was ended by the Zephyrs in the sectional finals, the trip go to state. And Lancers, you know, it's been not just this season, years past too. It's kind of been a rivalry game. Both teams, Lancers and Zephyrs, able to field some good teams in these recent years, and you know, just a great showdown to watch.
Absolutely, and I talked about just a little bit ago, St. Mary's Catholic winning the first game of the series at home. That score is 47-39. You know, very low-scoring game for these two high-scoring teams. Like St. Mary's, for instance, averages 64 points per game. Lancers 59. So you know, low-scoring game for two really good teams, and it was really close until the final couple minutes where SMC pulled away with free throws, because SMC, very good free throw shooting team with 69% from the free throw line compared to the Lancers 47. So I mean, whenever these two teams play, the 2 games last year plus the playoff game, the game earlier this year, it really comes down to free throws.
Yeah, I remember being in attendance last year at the sectional finals, and you know, that was just the one thing that killed the Lancers. It was the free throws. You know, someone gets to the line, and instead of, you know, expecting the point, you're like, please don't miss, please don't miss. And so interesting to see how it's going to play out tonight. Yeah, I'm just really excited.
Absolutely. Another thing you see along with free throws is grabbing rebounds. One of the keys to the game tonight for both teams is rebounds. You know, keys to the game. I mean, you can say the same for both teams. So one of them is rebounding. I mean, you've got for St. Mary's averaging 9.5 rebounds a game. Autumn Crow, the one in the post, you know, she's definitely a player to watch tonight. We'll get more into her later. And then Marissa Melhorn averaging about 8.9 a game, with Abby Banky also averaging about 8. So, I mean, you know, it really will come down to rebounds tonight. And that was another thing. You know, we hate coming back to the sectional championship last year because our girls ended up losing. But, I mean, you had Noli Anderson from SMC, who's graduated now, throwing D1 discus at University of Milwaukee. And, you know, she just out-rebounded the Lancers almost as a team by herself. Just so you know, boxing out, big part of it. 2 aggressive teams are going at it tonight.
Yeah, Lancers need to kind of kick it up, like you're saying, and find that, you know, post presence. You know, the Zephyrs do have Autumn Crow, but you know, last year they got exposed in the paint, but this year the Abby Benke, she's got to step up and be that big enforcer, roll down in the paint, able to grab and generate a lot of rebounds, offensively and defensively for the Lancers.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you know, this is going to be a matchup of stars tonight. Both teams have all-state worthy players that got all-state preseason. So, I mean, you know, it's going to be a one heck of a game tonight. You know, just going with some of the best in Division IV in Wisconsin. And, you know, as we get ready for this game, we send out to an interview with Ethan Brooks with Lancers head coach Mike Benke.
I'm Ethan Brooks. Alongside me, we have Coach Benke. Coach, earlier in the year, you lost to SMC at their place. What are your plans for tonight to hopefully come out with a W?
We're going to have to change up some things defensively. We're going to have to try and take advantages of matchups that are in our favor. And the biggest thing tonight is going to be rebounding.
All right. And earlier, like I mentioned, you played at their place. How do you think having home court advantage will help you guys tonight?
Definitely having the fans here, having all the kids here tonight, that'll help give us some energy and hopefully help us carry us through, give us some momentum. So.
All right, thank you, Coach. Back to you guys in the booth.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Home court advantage, a big thing. As last year, as well, SMC won at home, and our girls won at Lancer Circle.
Yeah, it's really just the environment, in the student section, big game, huge buy-in, already got a decent size, about 60% filled up now, and still got 6 minutes of game time, so really exciting to see how this environment here is going to play out tonight, and, like you said, the home court advantage, it really matters. It really matters.
Yeah, and now keying in on some players to watch tonight. First, the visiting St. Mary's Catholic Zephyrs. We have, we've mentioned her name a couple times tonight. It's about time we talk about her. A junior, number 10, Autumn Crow. Autumn Crow, one of those players who played a little bit on the SMC state qualifying team last year. And then preseason got that all-state nomination, and people were just kind of like, oh, okay. I mean, let's see what she's got. I mean, and she has lived up to the hype, averaging 22.5 points per game, along with 9.5 rebounds, and 6 steals a game, shooting 36% from 3 and 58% from the field.
It's really good. Every team needs someone like that they can rely on, because after her, they have one person, Lucy Knackers Jr., also averaging 12, and after that, one person around the 10-point per game mark. But, you got to have your star. Good teams have the star where they can just kind of rely on her to, offense, defense, whatever the team needs, just kind of just step in and take charge.
Yeah, and the Lancers at SMC did a pretty good job of handling her in the first half. Second half kind of got away from them, but we kind of see that with the Lancers defense, like against Kohler, for instance, at home. They did a great job at stopping their star player in the first half. Second half, got a little off of her, and she started making some big buckets. So, the Lancers, Mike said they got to change some things up. I also don't think just from the last game, but from games previous this year. If they change that up, I definitely think they have a big key to success.
Moving on to the Lancers here, like you said before, Lancers 14-3 on the year, 6-1 in conference. Leading the way for the Lancers, WLC, basketball commit Micaiah Krause leading the team with about 19 points per game, pairing that with about 5 rebounds. Right behind her, Marissa, 13.1 with about 9 rebounds as well. And, kind of a surprise that we've talked about in previous games, Morgan Yost, third in scoring, junior. Someone that, didn't get a lot of varsity time last year, but it's kind of found her groove into this Lancer lineup. Only around 7, but she does play point guard a lot, and she shows it by, 2 assists and about 3 steals. So she's kind of like that pesky, guard play. Anything else to expand on that, Tristan?
Yeah, going back to the last game when they played at Kiwani last week, Kiwani, a very solid basketball team, and they've been in and out of the rankings this year. Marissa Melhorn put up 30 points on their heads, and if she can do that tonight, when Marissa gets hot, there's really no stopping her at all. And I think if she can get another 30 bomb, as well as Micaiah Krause maybe getting 20 plus, when you have your 2 top players scoring 50 points total, it's really hard to stop a team.
Definitely, and like I said before, every team needs a star, but every team also needs a little bit of diversification. You can't rely all on one person. That's something that the Lancers have. They have a lot of, support crew, I guess I should say, to their stars. Or I guess that's not really a good term. What about a good cast? A whole crew. They all contribute. They all do their job, and it's really just fun to watch them play every night. And the chemistry is really there because of that. Separation of powers. If that makes sense.
Absolutely, and another thing about the Lancers too is a lot of people can score at a lot of different times. Ava Vandermeers against Kohler went out for 12. Bradley Zerbil had 12 against Elkhart Lake the other week. Any players that's like, okay, what? Go in the game, give us some good minutes, and they end up scoring a lot of points, which should really help your team when you have those people coming off, not even the starting lineup, your 6th to 9th man off the bench. Having those people being able to put up double digits is huge for your basketball team.
Definitely. Yeah, Lancers, like we said before, a huge environment in here, looking to get a win against a very talented Zephyr team and improve their conference rankings to be tied with the Zephyrs.
Yeah, and now as we look at the starting lineups for the Manitowoc Lutheran Lancers tonight, same 5 as normal, but running the point guard spot, Micaiah Krause, along with the Melhorn twins, Lily and Marissa, with Abby Benke and Morgan Yosh. The 5 names we've seen all year. With a little subbing out with Abby when she dealt with some injuries this year. But when you can have a starting 5 that starts all year without injury, or without switching out of the lineup, your team has a lot of success.
Definitely, yeah. Like we said, they really know how to play together and spread the ball around, and just play as a cohesive unit as a team.
Yeah, another thing I'm looking that I did not notice preparing for this game is you look at St. Mary's Catholic's scores from all the way from averaging 23 all the way down to .4. They have one senior. I mean, that's kind of crazy. They have a very young team and a team that can play basketball at a very high level. I mean, St. Mary's Catholic, if they don't make the state championship this year, I definitely think they have a big chance next year. But we will be back with game coverage after the playing of our national anthem.
So starting lineups here for the Zephyrs. Junior number 2, Elizabeth McCauley. Another junior, like you said, Tristan, number 3, Lucy Norville. Sophomore, number 5, Gabrielle Guerrero. Number 10, Autumn Crow, like we talked about pregame. Rounding off the starting lineup, number 15, Lucy Knackers. So, kind of people we talked about pregame, Tristan.
Absolutely, absolutely. But now here are the starting lineups for your Manitowoc Lutheran Lancers. Bringing up the ball for the Lancers tonight, a senior number 11, Micaiah Krause. One of the post spots, senior number 12, Marissa Malhorn. The only junior in the starting lineup at the other guard spot, number 13, Morgan Yost. The other half of the Melhorns is senior number 21, Lily Melhorn. Finally, at the other post spot, one of the leading rebounders for this team, Number 31, senior Abby Benke. You know, one thing I'm noticing just looking at the court, I think we have 2 different news stations here tonight, Jerry. You know, we had there yesterday for the boys, upset win against Bonduel. We'll probably talk about that a little later. But, I mean, you know, you look at Bound, Wisconsin for their top games for this first half of the week. This is one of the first games listed. People know that when St. Mary's Catholic and Manitowoc Lutheran play each other in basketball, for girls basketball, even guys basketball, you know, it will be a fun one to watch, a holy war of sorts. So we'll be excited to get this game going here. As St. Mary's Catholic will win the tip to start tonight. Into the corner. Tough defense by Morgan Yost. Little floater going to go up, and that's in. Gabriel Guerrero start the game off. Third leading scorer, averaging 9.8 points this year for the Zephyrs.
You know, one reason why this game is always so exciting is that both teams kind of run a zone pressure defense, and it's just kind of exciting to watch both teams kind of run the same concept as, you know, generates a lot of turnovers, a lot of fast play basketball. Yeah,
and it's not something that you see rarely in girls basketball, especially in Wisconsin. I mean, you can see it a lot in Wisconsin, but I mean, seeing 2 teams run it very well, now that is a sight to see. But ball will go out of bounds. Last touch by the Lancers after the shot by Abby Benke does not go in. Lucy Knackers will pass the ball in now. Trying to find someone. Barely got the ball in. But 5-second call? Or was she over the line?
Cross the line on that one.
Not something you see very often, but you know, happens every once in a while. Find Abby Benke in the post. Abby Benke going to try to go up strong, but that was blocked. We're Lily going to go. I'm not going to go. 3 straight misses for the Lancers to start this game out. Michigan Norville down to Knackers. Knackers layup goes up and in.
You know, not saying Melhorn's layup down there wasn't by any means a easy shot, but those are the types of shots you got to make against teams like this where every shot counts.
Yeah, especially when going up against the #1 ranked team in Division 4. Got a little rustle for the ball there, but that will be a foul on St. Mary's.
Kind of seemed like a weak call, right? Could you agree?
A little bit, but that will be on Autumn Crow, picking up her first. That's not a play you want to see in foul trouble.
No, that would be huge for the Lancers.
But she is guarding Marissa Melhorn as we kind of expected tonight. Down to Abby Benke. They're really trying to get the ball down here tonight, but that will be a turnover stolen by Crow. Crow up to McCauley. McCauley over to Guerrero. Guerrero going to cross over. She's going to try to go up, but it seems like Morgan Yost had her hand in there, and that will be a foul called. Olsen. Guerrero? Oh, no. Seems like they called it on the ground. I thought maybe it was on the shot. Kind of a win for the Lancers there, but they're going to get a 3 up. Not going to go. But no effort at boxing out there. They get the rebound. 3-pointer going to go up once again. Not going to go. And just once, I mean, Lancers are already showing as they're going to call a 3 on the foul on the 3. Lancers are already showing no boxing out whatsoever.
Well, and what's ironic with that is that that's the play, that's the shot they decided to box out on as Lily Melhorn picked up the foul because, you know, started boxing out before she got to the ground. But, yeah, Lancers getting a little exposed in the paint right now. First one falls for Knackers.
Second one, a little long. Seems like the distraction by the student section helped there a little bit.
Hey, every point counts.
Third attempt for Knackers. Went long again. Goes 1 for 3 from the charity stripe. Makai Krause brought up the ball. Honestly, it feels like one of the first times she's touched the ball all game, but stolen away by Guerrero. Drive Crow, wide open, layup is up and in. Timeout called, Lancers. St. Mary's off to a very good start here.
Yeah, not the start the Lancers are probably looking for here tonight. I mean, you can agree or disagree, Tristan, but right now, looks like the Lancers at the core just being out-hustled. No, it just seems right now that Zephyrs want it more. Whether that's in the paint, with their shot selection, or just defense. It just seems that the Zephyrs came to play here tonight.
Yeah, and that just, I mean, the Lancers, not to say they're not trying or anything, which obviously they are, but, you know, a little bit, just kind of a little bit of lack of effort right now. You know, letting a loose ball hit the ground and go straight to a Zephyr. You know, those are just routine, fundamental plays that you need to calm down a little bit, relax. That's why it was a good timeout call by Coach Banky. You know, just relax, regroup, tell them we're only down by 7. The game just started. We're fine. But, you know, another thing is, you know, the Lancers can't just force passes. Abby Banky going to dribble the ball past half court. St. Mary doing a really good job at keeping Micaiah Krause away from the ball. So Micaiah's going to get in the paint, try to go up. Ball tipped away, down to Melhorn. Melhorn for 2, not going to go up. Rebound, Crow. That one's up to Knackers. Knackers' layup is up and in. That is stolen away by Guerrero. That will go out of bounds. We're going to call that last touch by the Lancers. I mean, I thought I saw last touch by Zephyr, but, you know, from our angle, you know, maybe the ref saw something different. Lancers in there 1-3-1, as always. Across the paint, stolen away by Morgan Yost. Abby Banky going to go. Lily Melhorn at the block. Elbow, excuse me. Morgan Yost with the ball once again. Over to Melhorn. They're going to swing it over to Krause. Krause looking for somewhere to go. Hop step. Krause up and in. The Lancers' first points of the game on Krause's first shot attempt.
You know, finally someone taking charge, taking that one to the paint. Before it was just a lot of standing around and passing, but nice play by Krause, able to drive in, get a nice layup there.
Absolutely no. They were patient. You know, that's a big thing with the Lancers, patience. Lily Melhorn going to the other side of the block, over to Banky. Banky over to Krause. Krause deeper, 3-pointer not going to go, a little left. But ball's on the ground. Seems like Marissa got hold of that one, but couldn't keep it. As SMC is going to come up with the ball. That's going to be a pass over, but out of bounds. Last touched by Guerrero.
A lot of bodies flying around. These girls have, you know, their bun heads, you know, great show of physicality there. Maybe not all legal, but you know, fun to watch. And that's a bad pass there. Will be Zephyr ball.
You know, those are one of the passes that we're talking about. Forcing the ball across the court, full court. You just have to have a little self-control at that point. That just comes again. You know, they had Micaiah, really nice bucket off a slow-paced offense, just passing the ball around, being patient. But SMC swinging it around, making this 1-3-1 defense look easy. 3-point off and in, not going to go. Rebound, Krause. Krause over to Melhorn. Melhorn back up to Krause, who passed almost at her feet. Krause top of the key now, over to Yost. Yost able to corral it. Yost pressured now. Gets a little bit of space. Down to Banky, but they're going to call a foul. That will be on number 15, Lucy Knackers. That's your first. As Ava Vandermeers will check in for Morgan Yost. A little taller lineup in now for the Lancers. You know, one thing I just noticed, very tight defense on Marissa, not letting her get the ball at all.
Yeah, and Zephyrs right now playing really aggressive on-ball defense, causing the Lancers to, you know, to make those tougher passes and, you know, generating a lot of turnovers for the Zephyrs. So interesting how the Lancers are able to combat that. Is right there, that ball out of the fingers of Melhorn as Zephyrs pushing it. Layup by Knackers is good. Zephyrs now up 11-2 with about 13 to go in the first half.
And and I'd say most of those are turnover points as well. Getting the ball and going down quick for layup like we just saw there. As Knackers has 7 alone tonight. That's over to Banky. Banky layup not going to go. Rebound Guerrero. Three-pointer. Crow not going to go. Krause not able to get it, as it will fall in the hands of Elizabeth McCauley for two, as Zephyr lead extends 13-2. Another timeout called by the Lancers, I do believe. Drew, anything to say about what we've seen so far in this first about 5.5 minutes of play?
It just seems like Lancers still are. I mean, they came out with a little more fire, started to towards the end of that, but still they're not, balls slipping through hands, bad passes. It's just, it's not the Lancers we're used to. I think maybe, the gravity of the game against a very good Zephyr team has kind of just made them nervous, but Lancers just need to play loose and play smart. That's their biggest problem right now. A lot of high-risk, low-reward passes and, just not making their layups. And if they can, solve those two things, I think the Lancers should be pretty good and competitive in this game.
Absolutely, as we're getting out of the timeout break. It will be Lancer ball underneath the hoop. Seems like Austin LaFawn checked in for Abby Banky. Austin LaFawn this year averaging 3 points per game with 3.4 rebounds. Down to paint, Micaiah Krause. Micaiah layup up and in for an and one. Great pass there by Austin LaFawn, finding her in the paint right where it needed to be, right in position. Micaiah Krause this year shooting 51% from the free throw line. Guy's free throw, dribbles around a little bit and falls in.
Lancers need a few stops here to get some momentum back in offense. Defense turns into offense.
Absolutely is. Oh, Malhorn almost got that steal. Down to the corner. Knackers back up top to Guerrero. Guerrero deep three. Not going to go. Rebound, Micaiah Krause once again. Over to Malhorn. Malhorn three-pointer going to go up. That one a little long. Rebound, McCauley. Knackers, open three. Not going to fall either. Malhorn, rebound. Knackers shot a lot of threes tonight. None of them have gone in so far. Dribbles right. Austin LaFawn. Cross the court. Ava Vandermeer almost went over her head. Great catch there by Ava. Marissa drives down. Corner. Malhorn back up to Ava. Ava dribbles around into the free throw line. Malhorn in the paint. Malhorn going to go up. Not going to get it to fall. But she will tip it back out of bounds as it will be Zephyr ball. But now timeout by the Zephyrs. They're first. Micaiah Krause really is doing it all for the Lancers tonight. 5 points and 2 rebounds.
Yeah, I kind of feel right now, I totally agree with you. I kind of feel like she's the one kind of, I know she's that leader type, but she's probably in the huddle right now going, guys, let's go. We got to wake up. We got to come to play. Can't back down now. And hopefully, the team listens and they come out with a little bit more fire in their step after this timeout.
When you have a leader like Micaiah, who's just great friends with everyone, and she can really rally a team, and be able to play their best in that situation. Looks like more of a trap defense. I got two. I don't even know really what you'd call that. Didn't really get a good look at it. On the elbow. Over to Guerrero. Guerrero thought about it. Guerrero drives, but they're going to call reach and foul on Marissa Malhorn on the drive. It's Marissa's first, team third. Both teams at 3 fouls. Far enough away from the bonus. That's up to Crow. Crow did not take that three, but was going to take a step-back jumper, I thought, but no. Pass it back to Guerrero. They're going to call a carry on that. Very obvious from up here. Lancers down 13-5. 10:56 left to play in this first half. Melhorn way over the head of Vandermoos. Abby Banky will come in and check in for Austin LaFawn. Getting that group back in that was just previously out there. Guerrero, open three-pointer. That one not going to go either. SMC not hitting what? Football pass down to Marissa Malhorn. But foul on Guerrero. No pass interference there.
Yeah, kind of an interesting pass. You know, not a bad idea there, but kind of would have been tough for Melhorn to, you know, get that momentum, jump up, get that ball, make the layup, but worked on Lancer's favor.
Yeah, I mean, if she put maybe just a little bit more on that, that would have been good. Melhorn got to get the ball in. That will be tipped and go to Knackers. Guerrero on the wing. Over to Crow. Down in the paint. Back up to Crow. Crow, three-pointer on the way. That one not going to go either. Rebound, Banky. Both teams in a shooting slump right now. Haven't seen points for a couple minutes to play.
Zephyrs haven't made a three yet,
no.
I might add.
Neither have the Lancers. Makai Krause, floater going to go up and in. Makai Krause for a 7th point of the night. Guerrero now down to the key, stolen away by Abby Banky. Tipped by Guerrero. And they're going to call a push on Abby Banky. Maybe a little bit of a forced pass there. Maybe it would have been better to just slow down Krause and dish it out to her. I mean, great idea. But now Eva Manzano will check in for Marissa Melhorn. Eva, a junior that came in from JV last year, playing JV for 2 years. You know, really puts a lot of effort into the defensive side of things, Drew.
Yeah, she really does, and you know, she plays a difficult part of the kind of like the top of the key role in the zone, moving around, being kind of like that swarmer, and you know, she's really just stepped up in her role this year. As an and one there by junior Amelia Verley, just checked in, making her presence known right away. Sent her to the line for an extra point opportunity.
Yeah, you know, Eva Manzano, one of those hustle players that you see in basketball, kind of replaced the role that Martin Dwayne was with last year. You know, I talk about that a lot when I commentate, but, you know, it is really important to have a hustle player who maybe doesn't score a lot on offense, but they can play a lot of good defense for you. That one's long. Crowded by Krause. Zephyrs playing a man now. Stolen away. Maybe, maybe not. That's up to Manzano. Manzano was going to shoot a three-pointer, but they called her for a travel. Another turnover for the Lancers. Crow will bring up the ball now. Lancers in man-on-man now, kind of, with two people kind of playing the post. Up to Crow. Down to the paint. Swings it. Off her face, it kind of looked like. I know that gotta hurt. Melhorn guarded by Crow. Morgan down to the paint to Banky. Banky getting swarmed. Banky over to Yost. Yost, three-pointer attempt goes up and in. Morgan Yost for three. I mean, I don't think that's something we say very often is Morgan Yost for three, but shooting 29% from the three-point line this year. Big shot there for the Lancers to get them back within 5. That one going to go up and in. Once again, Amelia Verley. I think they definitely found a size advantage that they like down in the paint. Back up to Krause. Krause, Eurostep going to drive. That ball's tipped away. Yost tries to get it in. Eva going to get it.
Not really sure how that wasn't called. I mean, I don't know how else the ball goes that way at that speed without any interference in the arm there, but will be Lancer basketball, though, as Pipcorn checks in for Lily Melhorn, giving her a break.
As well as Marissa checking back in for Eva.
Yep.
But that will be Lancer ball. Krause. Spin move. Trying to drive down. Gets a shot off, but they're not going to call anything on that. But it will go off the foot of Lucy Norville. Pip going inbounds it to Banky. Banky drives around. Backdoor cut. Morgan Yost for 2. Brings her total up to 5. Crow brings up the ball now. Corner. Down low. Tipped by Banky. Great defense there by Banky, but it will stay with the Zephyrs. Far inbound, goes almost over the head of Crow, able to corral it in. Crow drive, jumper, not going to go in. Great box out there from Krause, but not able to corral it. Back up to Crow. Crow going to drive. Crow layup up and in. Melhorn now. Gotta get some help there on the press. Able to find it. Now a trap game by the Zephyrs. Krause going to drive. Krause floater going to go up and in. Not going to go. Rebound. Pipcorn almost, but they call it jump ball. Great effort there by Sydney. They'll stay with the Lancers. Gives them another try at a shot.
Let's use it.
Krause will pass in the ball. Crow, stop dribbling the ball. And the Knackers. 3-point attempt now from McCauley. Up and over the backboard, out of bounds. SMC still have not hit a 3-pointer yet this game. But Austin Fon will now check in for Abby Banky. Great press here by the Zephyrs. Able to get him across half court and then trap him just like that. Krause almost really nowhere to go. Malhorn now up by the logo. Krause deep 3, a little short and a little left. Rebound Crow. Crow dribbling up, guarded by Malhorn. Spin move, little floater gonna go up and in for 2. That is her 6th point of the night. Pass over to Yost. Yost going to try to dribble it. Barely gets it across half court. Malhorn going to try to drive. Stolen away by Norville. Up now, Knackers. Knackers, go. They're going to call it travel on Knackers. Check again now, Lily Malhorn in for Sydney. Malhorn dribbling it up all the way over across the press. Micaiah really deep 3-pointer, testing her range and finds the bottom of the net for 3. Man, that was probably one of her deeper threes all year, but a big one for the Lancers. Corner, Knackers. Up to Crow. Crow can shoot that if she wants to over the Knackers. Down low. Stolen away by Krause. Micaiah over to LaFawn. LaFawn layup goes up and in. Great fast break by the Lancers there. Cuts the lead to 4.
See, when Lancers make passes like that are smart and effective, you know, they will be competitive.
Absolutely. Over to Knackers. Knackers can't catch the ball right away, but ends up getting it. Now up to the top. McCauley. Over to Crow. Trying to find Gurley down low. It is getting loud in here by the student section on this defensive possession. Knackers try to go down low, but they're going to call a push-off before anything can happen. Lancers 6th. They call it on Micaiah, her 2nd. Team 6th. It's Guerrero, we're checking back in the game. Corner wide open, gonna try to drive. Trap now. Gets it barely past. Down to the elbow. A lot of passing here now. Floater, not gonna go up and in. Rebound, Yost. Melhorn now brings it up. Yost up to Krause. Krause being covered by McCauley tonight. Over to Yost. Yost, little jumper. Not going to go up and in. It's a rebound by Piper Neubauer. Stolen away by Melhorn. 2-on-2 now. Melhorn's just going to try to go all the way. Not going to get it. But Marissa's going to be able to tip that one out of bounds. No fast break attempt there for the Zephyrs.
Kind of would have liked Melhorn to kind of take that one back out. Realize she's kind of in a 2-on-1 there. Not really the best shot at that moment. But you know what? Lancers only down 4 here with about 4 minutes to go in the first half.
Lancers playing this kind of man zone thing they've been playing. That one's going to get away from Guerrero. Yost still on the reach in. That'll be a 1-on-1. That's Yost's second. As Ava Vandermoos will check in for Morgan, getting that taller lineup back in. Guerrero will go to the line. Guerrero has 2 tonight. A lot of shot attempts from her, though. That one falls. Complete the 1-and-1. That one falls in. Across the court to Krause. Krause has space to dribble it up. Melhorn, top of the key by the logo. Melhorn driving there as well. Over to Krause. Krause looking for somewhere to go. Gets it down to Marissa. To Austin LaFont. Marissa. Definitely a push there. As that will stay with the Lancers. It's the team's 5th. So that one on Guerrero, her second. Melhorn driving, not going to go up and in. Crow on the defense there. Drive by Crow. Crow going to try to spin around, but one too many steps there. A travel will be called. Melhorn will pass the ball in now. Up to her twin sister. Over to Banky. Banky, another quarterback pass. Over to Melhorn. Krause. Ooh, thought about the three-pointer there. Instead, it's going to drive, but they're going to call a grab there. It's on Guerrero. Team 6th, her second. Oh, to Melhorn for 2, and that one's going to fall in for her first points of the night.
Kind of a rare thing there for Marissa, not scoring until 3 minutes left in the first half, but finally got there.
Guerrero driving around now. Had a three-point shot, but they haven't made any yet tonight. Knackers over to Guerrero. Guerrero going to drive into the double team. Knackers over by the home of the Lancers logo. That one almost ahead of Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe able to get these crazy grabs, but they're going to call her for a charge. Great play there by Micaiah Krause to take that. That's Crowe's second. 3 players with 2 fouls now.
Tristan has had to leave. You guys will see him very shortly, but stay tuned for that. As Zephyrs up 4 here with 2 minutes left to go. Guerrero at the top of the key makes a move, finds McCauley, finds Guerrero, drives again. Zephyrs moving the ball around here. And looks like number 3, Lucy Norville, gets caught with the travel there.
Let's do something with it now.
Lancers need a few more points here to, get their momentum back and end this first half on a good note. Benke keeps with these football passes that are kind of high risk, but they keep working. Lancers set play. Zephyr couldn't handle the heat as Melhorn scores her second bucket of the game. Too easy of a drive there. Going untouched Guerrero, but Krause grabs rebound, gets fouled. And it is bonus, so we'll send Krause to the line. Shoot 2 here. Big free throws here. Like we said pregame, Lancers really struggling with their free throws. And it really shows up in games like these where they really just need to make their free throws and get the easy points on the board. First one coming up. No good. So Zephyr ball with a minute and a half here. Lancers looking to take the lead going into the half. Got to get a stop here. And in this zone that the Lancers are running today, no on-ball pressure, but looks like they're putting some on here down the half. Good defense there by Abby, disrupting it. Benke slings it to Melhorn. Game's all tied up here with a minute to go. Nice pass by Benke to Marissa. Zephyrs just trying to move the ball around here. Once again, just dribbling it out, no pressure as Marissa, finally steps up. No on-ball pressure, like we said. Zephyrs is dribbling it out. Lancers seem content with no on-ball pressure at top. Guerrero makes a move. Gets in the lane. Nice shot there. Lancers now down 2. About 6 seconds to go. Got to get a shot here. Got 5 seconds. Nice step there by McCrosey. Little floater. So your score at halftime, Zephyrs 25, Lancers 23. I don't have Tristan right now to talk to about it so far, but you'll see him very shortly. But Lancers, just don't have enough as to start your halftime. We will have announcements for Hot Shots finals, which took place at halftime of the JV game. After that, there will be a dance with some guests, by dancing, but some guests accompanying them. And Tristan should be back, and we'll get you guys with the halftime analysis. Stay tuned.
Anyone can embroider your logo on apparel. Yamas does it differently by custom knitting your brand directly into our premium quality socks, beanies, and scarves. Whether it's for your school team, your club team, or your company team, Yamas helps you gear up, stand out, and play loud. Check out yamasgear.com.
So in second place, From St. John St. James Reedsville, Alyssa Boobles. And in first place, with a score of 38 points, from Newburgh, Mara Martin. For the second grade, one of the contestants, Grace Utek, first Sherman, was unable to perform today due to illness, so she takes home third place. Let's give Grace a round. First and second place were separated by 1 point, and in second place from Bethany, Layla Rousey. And in first place, with a score of 40 points from Trinity Kiel, Stella Benjamin. For the 8th grade, in third place from Morrison Zion is Harper Zerbel. She is not, she had to go to her sister's meeting, she's not here at this time. And for the first time in the history of Top Shot competition, we had a tie for first and second place, so we had to go to the tiebreaker, which was the shots at the top of the heap. So, losing the tiebreaker and therefore getting second place, from St. John St. James Reedsville, Kayla Zimmerman. Which means in first place, from Trinity Kiel, Elena Nunn. Great job, ladies. Two ladies for one more round of applause. All right, girls, you're good. Nice job, everybody. Congratulations. Now, for your background enjoyment, please welcome the Manitowoc Lutheran High School Dance Team. I should say, state-bound Manitowoc Lutheran High School Dance Team. Junior Blue Schroeder, sophomore Holcomb, Manny Westgard playing freshman illustrator. This past weekend, our regional dance team did qualify for the state competition as their Division 6 honor team. Congratulations, ladies. And tonight, they will be performing a special feature routine with some very important guests. Enjoy.
But I literally, I wanted to so bad that I had this presentation because I
Anyone can embroider your logo on apparel. Yamas does it differently by custom knitting your brand directly into our premium quality socks, beanies, and scarves. Whether it's for your school team, your club team, or your company team, Yamas helps you gear up, stand out, and play loud. Check out yamasgear.com.
Alrighty, and we're back after that. Tristan, before we get into the halftime stuff, how was that down there?
Oh, it was tiring. Been running back up here, but we had a lot of fun. I thank you to the Lancer dance team, the state qualifying Lancer dance team, for letting us do that. It's something they've wanted to do for years, and they thought, I think this senior class is the one to do it. So, I mean, we did it. So, thanks to them and Miss Bozen. Ooh.
I'll let you catch your breath there as you're still coming together. Right now for the Lancers, leading them, Micaiah Krause, 10-6. She's kind of been the driving force of this Lancer offense and defense, kind of setting the tone for the Lancers, saying, hey guys, we need to step up. This isn't like us. Right behind her, Marissa, who didn't score until 3 minutes left in the half, finishes with 6. And right behind her, Morgan with 5, and after that, Ostafan with 2. And that's it for scoring with the Lancers. Looking at the Zephyrs, just kind of killing us is it's been pretty balanced, but their core of Crow and actually off the bench, Amelia Burley stepping up, and also you got numbers 2, Macaulay, kind of stepping up in there too, making some plays. So, Lancers just this second half just kind of need to come together more and have some smarter passes, some better basketball, and just make the bunnies, make the easy shot. Don't be just content with getting it past half court, beating that press. You gotta get a shot that you like and make it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Lancers really found their rhythm in those last 5 minutes. I mean, bringing the game within 2. So I think if both teams can keep it up, we're in for a very fun second half. The Zephyrs will start with the ball.
Guerrero at the top. Once again, didn't change it. No on-ball pressure at the top of the key. Not sure why she's not shooting that without being guarded. Takes a drive. That's Macaulay wide open. That's money. No one guards you out there. Got to take that shot. Macaulay able to capitalize on the open opportunity.
Absolutely. Krause now over to Malhorn at the logo. Over to Morgan. Morgan down to the paint to Banky. A great catch by Banky. Banky going to try to go up, but that one's not going to go anywhere. Out of bounds. Last touch by the Zephyrs. Inbounds. Down to Krause. Krause not able to crowd. Great defense there by Knackers. Crow still tied up on Malhorn. Krause over to Yost. Yost try to look to drive, not going to be able to go anywhere. Melhorn thought about it. Gonna take it anyways, and that one falls straight in.
Kind of awkward footing with the pump fake, but was able to knock it down.
Swing over Guerrero. Guerrero down to Crow. Crow tightly guarded. Three-pointer now at Macaulay. Not able to fall. Rebound Banky. Banky up now to Krause. Melhorn, wide open lane. Floater goes in. 4 straight points for Lily Melhorn as they tied the game up. Guerrero at the three-point line. Lancers, again, running that kind of semi-man, semi-zone look here. Zoning in the paint, but man on top of the key. Crow try to get an open layup, but they call a body on Abby Banky. Over to Crow. Crow able to corral it. Down to Macaulay. Macaulay, another three-pointer. That one, once again, not going to fall. SMC still has not hit a three-pointer in this game. Yost. Makai going to drive Makai up. Over to Melhorn. Melhorn thought about the three-pointer. Definitely thinks it would have been a little heat check there, but I definitely think she had a chance. Melhorn going to go up, not going to go. Rebound Crow. Crow now. Swings it over. Over to the corner. Knackers. Guerrero going to take it. Guerrero falls for the first three-point make for the Zephyrs tonight. Kaya inbounds it to Marissa. Kaya going to dribble it up. Kaya over to Yost. Yost throws it down low, but Melhorn stopped running. Is that stolen away by Crow? Marissa Melhorn going to block it, but they're going to call a foul on Abby Banky on the putback. That'll be Abby Banky's third. Foul trouble with 15:11 left in the second half. First attempt. Gonna fall. Austin LaFonda and Ava Vandermeers both check in now for the Lancers. Second attempt, not gonna go, a little long. Crow with the rebound over Melhorn. That one swatted away. Go to the Lancers.
Melhorn gets it to Vandermeers on the inbound pass. Cross-court pass. Another cross-court pass. You just can't do that in a trap zone as Zephyr ball. Get in the paint. No good. Crow, no good. It's going to be a foul.
Yeah, foul on the rebound there.
Number 15, Lucy Knackers. Lancers got to be smarter with their passes on breaking this press. You know, you can't weave it court, like side court to court. Got to find the middle and find people shooting. Almost stolen away there by Guerrero. Zephyrs playing this press really well. Lancers just not able to see the vision to break it.
Carousi going to bring up the ball now. Melhorn tightly guarded by Crow.
Krause surveying the defense. Picks it to Vandermeers. Deep three. A little strong on the net.
Vandermeers' first shot attempt of the night. Lancer student section now singing their favorite jingle. Over to Crow in the corner. Crow with 6 points tonight. Points evenly spread across the Zephyrs. Over to Crow. Corner three. Gonna fall. Crow's first three-point attempt of the night goes in. First make. She has shot at three. Timeout. Mike Banky. I mean, Zephyrs have kind of controlled this early second half so far.
Yeah, it's just kind of frustrating to watch right now. Lancers, they're playing against a zone trap. And what are the two things you don't do when you're playing against a zone full court press? You don't throw it across the court. You don't throw it to like the corner or like the half court line, right past line. Lancers doing both those things right now, so it's really frustrating to see the Lancers constantly turn the ball over because they're making simple mistakes that we know this team can improve, and they have before, and just really excel. But they just have to pull it together here with breaking the press.
Absolutely. I mean, the St. Mary's Zephyr press today has just been rock solid tonight. A lot of turnovers from a lot of passes that have just gone awry when they're trying to force it. I mean, that starts with the great defense.
Yeah, one thing the Zephyrs are also doing is that they're outpacing the Lancers once they get a defensive rebound. They got someone on the other block already. It seems the Lancers are always playing catch-up, and it's really benefited them here tonight as Lily Melhorn is set to inbound the ball. Gets it to Ava Vandermoos, who kicks it right back to Lily. Starts the Lancer
ball
offense.
one of the first times tonight.
That one goes out of bounds. Will be Zephyr ball.
Guerrero now, top of the key. Guerrero gonna try to find her in the corner, but stolen away by Vandermeers. Vandermeers on the fast break. Tries to get over to Lily Malwa and tipped away. Guerrero now. Oh, three-pointer. McCauley not gonna fall, a little left. Nobody's on their box out effort. I mean, if you're the Lancers, you're gonna have to start boxing out sooner or later. Autumn Crow with 11 now. Melhorn now over to Vandermeers. Vandermeers back to Lily. Over to her sister. Marissa going to try to drive, but they're going to call a reach-in foul.
Lancers have had a really hard time tonight generating easy looks here in the paint. You know what I'm saying, Tristan? Agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, lockdown defense in the paint is one thing that St. Mary's excels at, and they're definitely showing it here. I mean, Autumn Crow can't, doesn't just only, defend people man-on-man really well on the perimeter. She is a really good paint defender. She has a lot of height to her, which is taller than I think almost everybody on the court for the Lancers right now. And, that just helps when you have girls that are taller than everybody else. But Vandermeer's going to try to go up and will get fouled. That'll be a foul on Norville, her second, team third. Vandermeers' first one going to fall. Ava Vandermeers, so far this year, shooting 63.6% from the line. And she is the best free throw shooter on this Lancers team, percentage-wise. Second one going to fall, and she's showing it there. Her first 2 points of the night, bringing the lead to 7 for the Zephyrs. Guerrero going to drive. Guerrero floater, not going to go. Rebound, SMC. SMC putback shot going to go in. That is Elizabeth McCauley with her 6th point of the night. Krause over to Vandermeers. Vandermeers jumper. Not going to fall. A little short. Rebound, Krause. Krause gets the ball stolen away by Guerrero. Then they call a foul on Abby Banky. That is her 4th with 12 minutes left. You don't want to see foul trouble that early in the game, Drew.
No, just can't have that. A third through the second half, you just can't have one of your starters be at 4 fouls. That's really your post presence. And to add on that, Lancers really struggling to get rebounds right now, offensively and defensively.
I mean, defensive rebounds is where it starts. Rowe going to go up for a layup.
You gotta make it harder on her than that.
Melhorn going to try to drive over to Yost. Yost floater short. Rebound, Zephyrs. Zephyrs up and in for 2. That's Knackers. To extend the lead to double digits to 13.
Lancers need to get some motivation here coming out of this break. You know, this is the part of the game, make or break, Tristan. You gotta give it a push, or you just stay how you are and, you know, get down even more. Gotta play some better defense, and I think it's just stemming from rebounding right now. They're just having a really hard time grabbing rebounds.
Absolutely. And, you know, on the offensive side of things, they're not doing too bad, you know, as far as that goes. But it's on the defensive side of things. They're just not boxing out with very little effort. You know, Micaiah Krause is doing a great job in the paint. She has 8 rebounds today, and she averages about 5. So, you know, you have your big rebounder like Marissa Malhorn with 1. Abby Banky has 3. And, you know, a lot of the rebounds come on the defensive side of things, but you get that by boxing out and playing physical. And they're just letting the ball, seeing if it goes in. If it doesn't go in, then they're too late to the ball. They're not getting ready to rebound it before the shot even has a chance to go in.
So coming out of the timeout, your score here, Zephyrs 42, Lancers 29, as we're at the 11.5-minute mark here in the second half. Current Lancers on the floor, Yost, Melhorn, Vandermoos, Krause, and Manzano. Nice ball movement there by the Lancers. See, get it, ball to the middle, good things happen. Nice pass there by Marissa to Micaiah for an easy floater.
Guerrero had an open three-pointer. They're not going to take it. She has, I don't think, made a three-pointer yet this game. She's going to drive instead. Floater going to go up short. Marissa Melhorn going to tip that one out of bounds. Couldn't get her hand quite on it.
Calling in the corner. Ball swung around to Guerrero. A lot of ball movement here by Zephyrs.
Guerrero with the jab step there. Knackers. Knackers back up to Guerrero, top of the key. Swings it over. Trying to find Crow inside. They do. Crow gets a layup up and in.
Nice job by the Zephyrs. They're able to recognize the mismatch with, you know, Morgan Yost not gifted the most with height. Garden, Crow. Good recognition there.
Absolutely. Marissa Melhorn going to drive now. It'll go out of bounds. Checking in now is Lily Melhorn in for Morgan Yost, as well as Briley Zerbo in for Marissa. 10:20 left to play. Zephyrs up 44-31. Almost to the total amount of points scored in their first meeting, and we have 10 minutes left to play. Layup going to go up and in. Vandermoos over to Krause. Krause going to dribble through, and that's going to be a reach. See who they call this one on. I think it will be on McCauley. And it will. That's her third, team fourth. Cindy Pipcorn will now check in for Eva Manzano. Krause now. A little slower bringing up the ball. Oh, to Vandermeers. Vandermeers. Quick three-pointer. Little short. Rebound, Crow. Great effort there from Pipcorn to try to get a ball. Collie. Three-pointer, not going to go. Tipped around. They're going to call a foul. That'll be on number 22, Piper Neubauer. That's her first. She has 2 points tonight. Pass into Vandermeers now. Up to Krause. Krause going to try to swing it. It's almost stolen away by the Zephyrs. Krause now going to bring it up one-on-one with Crow. Double team now. Vandermeer has the ball. Zerbal now swings over to Vandermeer. Vandermeer's going to drive on Neubauer. Floater, long, rebound. Knackers. Now McCauley, back up to Knackers. Knackers swings it. That's a drive by Norville, not going to go. Rebound Zerbal. Almost stolen away. Vandermeer's now on the wing. Vandermeer's going to look to drive again. Dumps it down to Zerbal. Zerbal gets stuck, but they're going to call a reach and foul.
Got to commend Vandermoos here, really taking initiative in the Lancers offense. You know, right now their main focus coming to this game was probably to stop Marissa, and you know they kind of did, and Micaiah was stepping up, and now they're kind of clamping down on her. So nice to see Vandermoos kind of start to step up, take some drives, take some shots.
Absolutely. Zerbal going to try to get a layup to go. Not going to go. Tries to get her on rebound. Going to call a jump ball, and that will stay with the Lancers. Over to Krause in the paint. Krause layup going to fall up and in. Her first points in the second half, I do believe. It'll be her 12th, but they're going to call a transition foul on Lily Melhorn. That's her second, team fourth. Knacker's going to bring up the ball. Screen by Neubauer, going to roll. Nothing's going to happen there, though. Brecken Britsky now with the ball. Haven't really said her name much tonight at all. Knacker's going to drive. Knacker's dribbling around everywhere. Stolen away by Zerbal. Zerbal gets it over to Melhorn. Melhorn up to Pipcorn. Pipcorn going to catch it. Pipcorn layup up and in. Those are her first points of the night. Seems like they're double teaming Crow in the post now. At least trying to. But they're going to go push off of Crow. She threw her hips into Pipcorn there. That will be Crow's third. Almost getting into foul trouble now. As they will call another foul on Crow. She went for the ball. That could be a game changer for the Lancers if Crow ends up fouling out. That will be a bonus now. 1-1. That is her fourth. This Crow will go out for, I think, the first time tonight as Guerrero will check in for her. This will be a good time for the Lancers to go on a little run here. Pipcorn now shooting 55% from the line this year. First one, little right. Not going to go in. Lancers shooting 60% from the free throw line tonight. Timeout called, St. Mary's Catholic. You know, Drew, as a member of Student Council, why don't you take us through what's going on in the week right now for Manitowoc Lutheran High School?
You know, pretty exciting time of the year. Right now, we're at our winter carnival. You know, I've had some people ask me recently, kind of, what is it? Just imagine like a homecoming week, but in winter, and it's just really exciting. A lot of fun games going around. You know, today we had our speedball. It's kind of the main highlight, the main game, and a lot of dress-up days. But it all eventually leads to the winter dance here at school on Saturday. And that's always a fun event there, and yeah, just great time for school culture and bonding and participation. You know, love to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. And another big thing that students look forward to all year is the Speedball Championship, which is going on Thursday, I believe. Friday? Thursday?
Friday.
Friday, okay. Friday, it's the seniors and juniors who both won their Speedball games in pretty decisive fashion, so that'll be an interesting one, as this year's seniors did beat the juniors last year in the first round by a pretty wide margin as well, but it's been a year. But blocking, now back to the game, blocking foul
will be called by Sydney Pipcorn. Her first, team 5th. Abby Banky will now check in for Briley Zerbel. Briley, a lot of minutes there in that stretch, I'd say about 4. Gonna inbound the ball now. Up. Now Guerrero, wing. Guerrero gonna look for somewhere to go. Lily Melhorn falls on the ground, but they're gonna call a blocking foul on number, I don't know who they call that on.
Micaiah.
Micaiah, that's her 3rd.
Real quickly, if I might add, I made a mistake. Thursday's a speed ball with dodgeball being on Friday.
Okay, that's what I thought, you know. But hey, I'm not student council, so. Lily Melhorn tips the ball away. Not letting Knackers get the ball at all. Neubauer going to pass the ball in now. Gets into Guerrero. Lancers got to be careful. They've had a lot of fouls in quick succession. Guerrero floater, not going to go. Rebound, Pipcorn. Pipcorn up to Krause now, going to cross the half-court line. Krause over to Melhorn. Melhorn, nobody was guarding her for a little bit there. Dribble right. Over to twin sister. Marissa going to try to drive. Over to Melhorn. Melhorn going to drive. She has a layup. That one going to fall up and in. Lily Melhorn with her 6th point of the night as they have cut the lead below 10 with 6:50 left to play. Knackers now. Swings it over to Britsky. Drive almost by Norville. Norville swings it over. Over to Guerrero. Guerrero thought about it. We're going to call a blocking foul there on Krause. That will be her 4th. Abby Banky and Micaiah Krause with 4. Now, Micaiah especially has got to be real careful now as there are 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in this game. That will be a 1-and-1 for Guerrero, who is shooting 71% from the free throw line this year. That one's long. Rebound, Banky. Melhorn now over to Melhorn. Over to Krause. Krause over to Banky. Banky looking now over to Lily. Lily gonna drive. Lily, she's gonna pick up a blocking foul. That'll be on Neubauer. That is her 2nd, team 9th. Both teams gonna almost be in the double bonus for the last part of the second half. As Morgan Yost will check in for Sydney Pipcorn, leaving Krause and Banky there on the floor. Checking in now for the Zephyrs is number 33, Amelia Verley. And I think that was it. I thought there was 2, but maybe not. But Lily Melhorn now, first attempt of the 1-on-1. That one long. Banky tried to get the rebound, not able to corral it. Zephyr lead is 9. There's 6 minutes left to go. Thrown into the paint, stolen away by Melhorn. Gets it out, but it's going to get corralled by the Zephyrs. They're going to call foul there. They're going to call on Abby Banky. Oh, no, never mind. Marissa Melhorn. Thought he put up a 3-1 there. I was a little confused. I was like, I don't see how that could be her, but
I saw that too, yeah, but it looks like
2 shots now. That's Marissa's 2nd all-in. There'll be 2 shots for Knackers, who's shooting 71% from the free throw line. First one, going to be long. Second one now. That one going to be right. Banky not able to corral it, but gets it up to Krause. Lily. Tight defense on Krause now and Marissa. Lily able to get it over to her sister. Down to Melhorn. Lily backs in, but tipped ball there. They're going to call it a travel on SMC. I didn't even know that
McCauley was down there and she had the ball. I thought it was a loose ball and it was going to be a jump ball. Mellon's got to get the ball and somehow gets over to Banky. Banky going to dribble left. Banky going to go up. That one's blocked. Banky over to Mellon. Mellon over to Krause. Krause, three-pointer. That's on line, and that one is in. Micaiah Krause for three brings the lead to 6. Big-time shot there for the Lancers. Corner now, Guerrero wing. McCauley not afraid to shoot that ball. Over to Knackers. Knackers, Guerrero, and McCauley just really running that wing. 3-point line. Excuse me.
Lancers got to get a lot more aggressive if you're throwing ball pressure. If they're down by 6 with 5 minutes to go, can't just leave these guys dribbling out there. No shot clock.
Absolutely. I think they're just wasting up the clock so they can kick Crow in for less time. Someone's got to find someone here. They're just dribbling the ball around. Lancers need a steal or something. They need to cause some pressure. They're just letting them pass and dribble all around. Can't foul, though. Micaiah cannot foul, or Banky. They've almost drained a minute off the clock. They've got a trapper or something. Banky able to get in there for a jump ball. That'll stay with the Zephyrs. Now, Crow back in the game. They're going to call a shove off of Malhorn. I'm sorry to say, but I do not think that was a push. I think that was just a step back. That's going to be 101 for Crow now, who's shooting 76% from the free throw line this year. That one is long, but no box out at all. They're going to chuck up a shot, rebound, Malhorn. Malhorn dribbling it up now, down by 6. First time the Lancers have had the ball in a minute 40 almost.
Lancers need a shot here, need a shot.
Malhorn going to try to drive in now. Ball poked away. Marissa still going to try to go up and draws the foul. Marissa Malhorn shooting 43% from the free throw line this year. That will be on Norville. Her third, team 10th. Lancers in double bonus now. Malhorn, first one, dribbles up and in.
You know, like we said, Tristan, pregame, it always comes down to free throws in these games. And, you know, first one good for Malhorn there. Second one coming up. Lancers got to make these.
Where's the second one? Looks on as well, and it is. Marissa Malhorn now up to 8. Good pressure now. Crow going to get it wide open. Pipcorn now on defense. Crow's just going to dribble around now. Now they're going to try to drain even more clock. Krause cannot foul. And yeah, they're just they're not even looking to score at all. Pipcorn's going to foul. I think it will be double bonus. So, for sure, 2 shots here. Pipcorn, that is her second. First one going to go up and in. Second one, gonna go up and in as well. Up to go to Ava Vandermoos, rejecting at the free throw break. Stop dribbling in a weird spot. Lily over to Micaiah. Micaiah up to Malhorn. Swings it over to Vandermeers. Vandermeers thought about it. Gets it up to Krause. Malhorn, Lancers need a shot here. Up to Banky. Banky, layup up and in is good. Her first points of the night. Cuts the lead to 4. That ball's thrown complete. Call reach it on Vandermeers. Her first. Crow go back to the line. She made her last 2, but missed the one before that. That one's long. Lancers, if she misses this, really need this rebound. That one's gonna go in. Increases the Zephyr lead to 5. I'm just gonna bring it up now. Screen by Malhorn over to Marissa. Vandermeer's getting pushed back on that screen attempt.
Three possession game. Lancers need to get a shot quick.
Micaiah dribbles around. Micaiah looking for a shot, not gonna get it. Lily now. Back up to Krause. Over to Marissa. Marissa thinking about where to go. Oh, down at Banky. Oh, to Vandermeers. Vandermeers 3-pointer. He's on the way, not gonna go. Banky tried to get a rebound there. SMC. Swing it over to the wing, over to the corner. Lancers have to try to do something here. Malhorn gonna call a foul. He had that foul preloaded there. Knacker's free throw percentage on the year is 71%, as I did mention earlier. First one. That's long, but goes in. Second one. Long, this one won't go in. 2 3-pointers will tie the game. They do need 3-pointers, though. They're not going to be able to drive into the lane. Marissa Malhorn stops dribbling over to Krause. Screen, Vandermeers. Krause, pop, 3-pointer. Not going to go, a little short. Rebound, Banky. They're going to call foul. That'll be on McCauley.
Gotta knock these down here.
Abby Banky this year on free throws, shooting 33%. But I don't think she has had a lot of free throw attempts this year, as that will be McCauley's 4th. Banky's first attempt. Not going to go, a little left. Second attempt, long. Not going to go in. Rebound, Crow. Zephyrs up by 6 with 1 minute left. Vandermeers trying to get the ball there. Tipped away by Banky, but back to Crow. Crow trying to get that one out. Crow shooting very well on her free throws today. She has 18 tonight. That one's going to go straight in. That one could go up. That one's also going to go in. 8-point game now. Lancers need a 3-pointer. I don't know how many times I have to say it, but they need to shoot a 3-pointer. But they're just going to try to take a layup. That one's going to get tipped out of bounds. to Vandermeers. We need to shoot a three-point. That one's Krause and Stolnoy.
That might do it here tonight. Zephyrs now up by 8. About 40 seconds to go with 2 free throws coming up.
First attempt. That one going to fall in. Knackers has 12, 11, somewhere in there. 12. 12 tonight. Second one also going to fall in. Brings the total up to 13, and Zephyrs up by 10. Answers dribbles right. They're going to call a body there on Knackers. It's going to be a third. Krause going to go to the line, shooting 51% from the free throw line this year. Shooting 50% tonight. First attempt falls. Krause's second attempt. Also going to fall, bringing her point total up to 19, and that is her season average. Drew, what do you think? There were some things tonight that really SMC took care of business better than the Lancers, which made them bring out this win.
You know, I got to say, I don't think, I mean, the Zephyrs played a great game, but I just got to say, I think the Lancers kind of killed themselves tonight. You know, lack of focus, just bad passes, and just couldn't knock down shots. I mean, that's going to happen, but you know, I feel like they were making, you know, bad passes, bad decisions with the ball, and defensively just not aggressive at all on the ball. And, you know, just all those together kind of just puts it to a loss.
Absolutely. I think they're going to try to dribble out the ball now. Crow is just dribbling around everywhere, and she's not going to give the ball up, because that's who they want, shooting the free throws. And they're going to foul Guerrero. First attempt going to fall for Guerrero. Brings her point total up to 10, excuse me. Knackers, Crow, and Guerrero combine for 43 of the 55 points for the Zephyrs tonight. Second one not going to fall. Over to Zerbal. Zerbal, step back, three-pointer tipped by Crow. And now Crow will dribble out the ball. As this will go down for the 16th win for the St. Mary's Catholic Zephyrs. And we will return after a quick ad from our sponsors.
Anyone can embroider your logo on apparel. Yamas does it differently by custom knitting your brand directly into our premium quality socks, beanies, and scarves. Whether it's for your school team, your club team, or your company team, Yamas helps you gear up, stand out, and play loud. Check out yamasgear.com.
You know, this is not the last you'll see of the Broadcasting Club this week, as we do have 2 more home games. Thursday night, boys against Mishicot, which is the other second half of the night of the Lancers, as tonight is the girls' game. Thursday's boys' game, that will be against Mishicot for their second meeting. And the girls will return back at home on Friday to face Mishicot Indians as well in their second matchup. You know, and Drew, I mean, this was, I wish I could say this was a tale of two halves. But it was really, you know, the Lancers had control for maybe about 6 minutes of this game.
Yeah, throughout the game, just kind of felt like Lancers were playing catch-up, trying to match the pace, match the physicality of the Zephyrs. And, you know, it just seemed spontaneous, especially with their on-ball pressure. Just was lacking there tonight. Allowed girls to dribble around and drain the clock when they needed, you know, to score, pressure the ball when they were down. And, you know, only lost by 9 there. You know, just wish that it went a little differently, but, you know, that's how it goes.
Absolutely. As seems like as of right now, St. Mary's Catholic, unless they drop one to another team in conference, they pretty much have the conference championship for the Big East North locked, and they will most likely be entering the playoffs with a 1 seed, as with the highest chances of winning the WIAA state championship. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. My name is Tristan Holz.
Here with Drew Stout.
Once again, thank you so much for watching. Have a good night, everyone.